summer coat, and he's been running well this season. He won 4 starts ago at Beverley on quick ground over the 5 furlongs, 4th a couple of starts since, then was 5th here when we last saw him running. That was 14 days ago, and he finished just behind Profiteer on that occasion, so reopposes that rival here today, but looked pretty well.
Number 4 is Shorehound for Richard Fye and Harrison Shaw. Came back to form off a reduced handicap mark last time out at Leicester, up £3 on the back of that, but handles the conditions well. And we do have a fairly long break to the next horse, and that is Mick Appleby's runner, Honour Your Dreams, Amy.
Yeah, Honour Your Dreams looks well, has the rug on, but from what we can see looks well. Beautifully turned out, 3 wins overall, and 1 on stable debut at Bath over the 5 furlongs on good ground back in September. Was then second at Lingfield, stepped up to 6 furlongs, and that was just a few days afterwards. Given a little bit of time in between runs coming into this here today, and is a 3-time winner overall.
Number 6 is Jojo Rabbit for Ruth Carr. A wide enough draw in stall 8. Ran better than for a few starts at Wolverhampton last time out, finishing in 4th spot, and does have bits and pieces of form on easy ground along the way.
And behind is horse number 5, this is Another Bar, and this horse should be fine in conditions, being by Mason. Is a 4th-time winner overall in the career, and latest win came at Doncaster back in August on quick ground over the 6 furlongs, but it's run well a few times since, placed most recently at Ripon over the 5 furlongs on soft 2 starts ago. Not so good at York last time, that was over the 7 furlongs in a competitive contest, drops back down in trip again today.
Then number 9, Profiteer, who's out wide in stall 10, but won last time out, up £3 in the handicap, proven on testing ground and coming into the race in form. Well, I thought that maybe Willow the Rupee, who had a pull at the weights and a better draw this time, could be up to reversing the form. But Profiteer quite strong in the market.
And number 2 behind is 12th Night. This horse is becoming well handicapped, a 5-time winner overall in his career. You have to go back to Ripon last August for that latest win off a mark of 86, and now down to a mark of 74, but has beat just 1 rival in 2 starts recently and will need to bounce back to form.
And then we'll see Digital, the top weight for Ruth Carr, who's got a couple in the field. This is the mount of Jimmy Sullivan, nicely drawn in stall 3, and has a good bit of early pace to try and take advantage of that potentially advantageous start point as well. And I think that's all of them in the paddock ahead of the last. I nearly went over the bucket.
7-1 shot.
And Paul Mulrennan, the colours of Wolfpack 7 and partner, the pink with the dark blue star and a dark blue cap as well. Number 1 Digital, the mount of James Sullivan in the colours of Fine Claret Racing and Ruth Carr, the maroon with the blue seams, sleeves and a white cap. Number 10 is Glendown under Amy Woff in the colours of Onto a Winner and partner, the yellow and white quarters, the yellow sleeves, white armlets and the yellow cap.
Yeah, from what we've been seeing off the evidence of the previous races, they've been staying more towards the far side and then edging across once they turn into the straight. But Profiteer does come into this in really good form.
Jojo
was a winner 14 days ago over course and distance on heavy ground, so conditions will be absolutely fine for him. He's only won twice, but he's very, very consistent. He's been placed a fair few runs this season before that win, and he should continue to give his running once again. He had William Rupee back in 4th on that occasion, length and 3/4 behind. Now they've got completely different draws. Profiteers install 10, where Willie Rupe's install 2. So it may play more to Willie Rupe's strengths if they obviously the ground is better towards that far side early on before they swing into the straight. So those two are reopposing today, but you can see their Profiteer go down to post nicely. He's a consistent performer and conditions should suit him.
Showhound and Glendown both at 10s, Digital at 16-1, 18-1 Jojo Rabbit, and 12th Night at 28-1 is the outsider.
Appeared to do a job in terms of
Number 4, Showhound, is trackside. Harrison Shaw on board in the colours of Richard Fahey Ebor Racing Club. Black with the orange stars and a striped cap.
Given that the pace has quite often held up, not necessarily
just a few late adjustments being made.
Close enough up, whether that reapplication of headgear is going to be a positive for him this afternoon, and he is on a decent mark.
Yeah, he is absolutely, and being by Camacho, conditions should be fine for him, and he's been holding his form pretty well this season, so it's a pretty competitive race to end with. It's a competitive sprint, and plenty of horses to give chances to that are in form.
Is a little over 3 minutes away at 5:20. Well, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your attendance and your support here at Catterick today and this season. Hope you've had yourselves a good time. Hopefully you've managed to find a winner or two as well. That's it for 2024, but our 2025 fixtures can be found on page 40, the back cover of today's race programme. And the next date for the diary here for racing is Tuesday the 8th of April next year. Now have a safe journey home, best of luck with all your fancies in our final race. We'll be underway shortly, runners and riders making their way on down.
Went on for the first time a few starts back. Again, it was testing ground, and he ran really well.
Yeah, absolutely, and the ground, when we last saw him running at Leicester, I was there that day, was extremely testing, so the fact that he handled that would be a big positive coming into this race here today. Stall 9, so drawn a little bit wider out, but that latest run was one of his better runs this season, so definitely a step back in the right direction. 1 from 10 overall, that was at Ayr back in August last year, but his best run was his latest, and he was beaten just a neck on that occasion, so he's definitely running back into form.
Another bar didn't fire at York last time out, but ran really well the time before that, and perhaps last time out stamina was stretched over 7 furlongs, so return to a shorter trip should be a plus, and looking to uphold the family honour because younger sibling took race 1.
Yeah, and the son of Mason, conditions should be fine for him, and he has won on soft ground before. A 4-time winner overall, the latest win coming in August. I was at Doncaster, I was on quick ground, so he's pretty versatile really ground-wise, underfoot conditions. Was in placed a couple of times since. He was 3rd at Ripon 2 starts ago. The latest run at York was over 7 furlongs, so that can be excused in a competitive race, and obviously dropping back down trip again, they sort of experiment, they run him over 5, 6, 7, but dropping back down again here today for him from 7 furlongs last time.
Winged Messenger is an easy ground winner going back to autumn last year. His sole win came at Hamilton with
they're at the post.
Giving the ground, and he started this season with a really good run on testing ground at Thirst. Had that bit of a break in the mid part of the season, and he ran okay for it. He didn't beat many home at Ayr on his most recent start. He's a horse that, aside from one run at Chester, has not been beaten that far on any of his runs this season. He's a fresh horse at the time of the year. Yeah,
he's a consistent horse. He's rarely out of the frame, and the win coming on soft would be a positive, as his final start last season. 4, 5 starts this season. He's been placed a couple of times, beat just 2 home last time and 3 home the time before, but the conditions, this is the first time he's had soft ground since his first run back in April, so he could sort of bounce back to form now on a slow surface, which really seems to suit him.
12th Night, carrying the colours of Austrian Theory, who won early on.
Runners are about to head behind.
Yeah, he's becoming well handicapped now, his 12th Night. He's really dropping down. The only thing is, I suppose he's been out of form his last couple of runs, but he is becoming well handicapped. He's a 5-time winner overall. You have to go back to last season at Ripon for his previous win off a mark of 86, and now down to 74, but beat just one rival in his last 2 starts. So he just does have a little bit to prove.
5 furlongs
form-wise. He looked like he went down to the start enthusiastically. He's just getting a little bit warm so now down at the start.
Point diagonally across to our left.
Made a winning start for Nick Appleby at that. Wasn't beaten that far on his second start for the yard last time out. After a 40-day break.
Another bar about to take a position in stall 7.
Got some testing ground form during his time with Adrian Keith.
Yeah, he has, and he's a 3-time winner overall. Obviously won on that stable debut.
Heading in.
Then second just 7 days later, but the fact they freshened him up again in between will be a positive. Sprinters are generally pretty good when they're freshened up.
Still to head forward.
Again,
Jojo
ground should
Rabbit,
be okay for him. He's pretty versatile. He's been placed on heavy ground
Profiteer.
last season, so wouldn't be any negatives for him. And he could continue his good run of form for the new yard.
Quick selection for the last of the season at Ponty.
Oh, it's a competitive field. I wouldn't be surprised if William Rupi does turn form around with Profiteer.
I'll go with him as well. Here we go.
They're off, jumping away for the William Hill Betting Done Properly handicap. And bright early speed shown by another bar with up towards the outside Profiteer. And also racing handily is On Your Dreams, with him fourth on settling Jojo Rabbit, and Digital over towards the inside of Glendown are the next two, with Willow LaRupi in an orange coloured jacket, white sleeves up in between horses. And then 12th Night is being chased along towards the back together with Showhound, and also in rear is Winged Messenger. Another bar going great guns up at their head of affairs, makes the left-handed run back towards the straight, a good 3 lengths clear to On Your Dreams in second. Favourite Profiteer now shaken up in third in the yellow and red colours, with in behind those Willow LaRupi, a blue cap. Jojo Rabbit down the outside as it's uphill all the way to the line from here. Profiteer's coming out after another bar in front, but only a length or so ahead, and Profiteer is gaining. With in behind them Willow LaRupi staying on to take third into the closing stages. Profiteer has worn down another bar, and it's Profiteer down the stand side of another bar battling out the finish. Profiteer going home just that bit stronger to win. Second position another bar. Willow LaRupi was third, and from further back Glendown got up to be fourth.
Back-to-back wins for Profiteer, double up for Tim Easterby and indeed David Allen. Overcomes the wide draw to get the better of long-time leader Another Bar. They weren't hanging around here in the testing ground. Willow LaRupi has finished in third, and plenty of them were never really going, in truth, Amy. They went off a good old clip, and plenty of them, as I say, were struggling from a long way out.
They were. They're hard to peg back in these conditions. Back-to-back wins over course and distance on testing conditions for Profiteer. There was a length and 3/4 between him and William Rupi when they met 14 days ago. The gap's been closer today, but if you look where William Rupi is now, he's made up more ground on Profiteer here this afternoon. Another Bar deserves plenty of credit because he's gone off a good gallop from the word go, but they're being hard to peg back, so no surprise to see someone really just try and go make it a real test, and catch me if you can.
Yeah, a few real tired ones. We've seen that right the way through the afternoon.